Hey, welcome to Mommy Talk. You are listening to the champions of parenting. Woo! Did you know that teaching your child responsibility at a young age prepares them to complete tasks later on in life? Today, we will discuss strategies on how to teach your child responsibility and the art of saying no.
You know,
Say it, the art of saying no.
or heck
You
no.
know.
Absolutely not. No. I want to say something else. Uncle Winfrey, shout out.
Some children or people struggle with saying the two words no, and why is that? Listeners, why do you think that people struggle with saying no? Give us a phone call at 313-837-1340.
I think that people are people pleasers, and they always want to please people, and people don't like them. So they struggle with saying no. They don't know boundaries. I think that's a good reason. Yep, that's one reason. And then you have those on the other hand that just doesn't want to look like they don't know what they're doing or that they are weak or something like that. So they just say, yeah, I can do it. But they actually end up looking weak because they overextend themselves. Mm-hmm. Or they don't know what they're talking
Absolutely. So, ladies, do you all want to share a mommy moment that you encountered over the weekend? Anything happened?
This weekend. Oh yes, okay. So yeah, glad to be here. Appreciate my kids. Love being a mother. I know I don't. I want to sound excited, but this was a tiring weekend, but rewarding. I had to run back and forth Saturday, taking my daughter to one place and taking my son to one place. And my daughter actually had an event Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that was one of those moments I wish I could be flown. But hey, it's going to be a great payoff. So, so one funny thing happened to me. My sons are in school, so we often communicate via telephone. Well, that's our only form of communication. But I was FaceTiming one of my sons. Do you know it rang and rang. I hung up, called back, rang and rang and rang. And then I was with one of my students at the time. I went to a mentoring event. I'll talk about this in a minute. So I was like, let me see your phone. She's like, I think you hit answer if I call. I said, if you answer the phone when I call, do you know he picked up the FaceTime? I didn't know. That's how you don't play? How you don't play me? That's I was like, it's time for me to, I always tease my kids with AT. I was like, it's time to call AT&T. It's time to call AT&T.
Yeah, they just didn't feel like hearing what you
Right.
had to
How you gonna play me? Like, and he was just Johnny on the spot, like, hey. So,
I bet you his face dropped when he saw you. Like,
He ain't gonna try to make it up to me and call me, FaceTime me the next day, like, hey mom. Like, I didn't know he was on yesterday. But I want to give a shout out to we have Moment Midnight Golf Program. It's a program for seniors within high schools within the Metro Detroit area. So they had a mentoring event on Thursday, and I was lucky to participate. It's called speed mentoring, kind of like speed dating.
oh, okay.
So what happened was it was different professions. I'm a teacher, an entrepreneur. So it was different professions sitting at the table, and the students just went from table to table, kind of like we had like 3 minutes to kind of discuss what we do and learn about the kids, give them tidbits as far as what our career is. So it was really
That's
interesting.
nice. I've never heard of
So we
like
got
that.
Mary Grove, and it was really really awesome. Give a shout out to Winston Coffee, who is the I don't know if he's the director of Midnight Golf, but it was a really wonderful event. I was lucky to participate.
Yeah, that sounds really nice because a lot of times some events, they'll host for like an hour and it's like, okay, we could have did this in like 30 minutes.
Right. So it was like a speed dating. I mean, speed mentoring. Lord, it's almost speed dating. It was like maybe like a 30-minute session. So I had each session was like 5 minutes. So I saw about maybe 10 groups of three. So it was a table. There was three. So it was really nice. So what happens is on there with Midnight Golf, they have programs. The kids report on Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday, and they're there from 5 to 8:30. So it's like a mentoring program. They teach you to play golf. They give them college skills. So it's really phenomenal.
That's nice because, sometimes when people get long winded, you tend to tune them out. So I think that concept of speed, what is it? Speed
Mentoring.
Yeah, speed mentoring. I think it's great. I think it's a wonderful idea. And that way they get to hear a lot about professions. So now it's time for spits and giggles. So this is a great weekly laughable moment referring to parenthood that we was start incorporating into our show. And so this week's spits and giggles is you know you need a break as a parent when after you change your child's diaper and they run around the house with no underpants on and you just sit and laugh on the couch and just sigh.
Yeah, I remember seeing that over somebody's house.
Yeah. Right. You're like, where's her diaper? Like, where's her diaper? I think everybody tried to change her diaper at one point. She didn't want it on.
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't. And what did I do? I just sat there and
It'd be like that sometimes. It'd be like that.
And you know you need a break as a parent when your children ask you questions multiple times and you stare off in space and they like, are you listening to me? Like, what? So, champion parents, treat yourself to an outing. You deserve one.
True that.
That's right. I think all champion parents.
I always say outings for myself. Let me say, when I'm in a different realm of parenting than Dr. Pert and
you are.
So I always take time for myself. I'm thankful to have this moment. I'm thankful to be at this moment in my life because there was a time I didn't have time, but I really appreciate having time to myself. Yeah. Well, you know what? I think that, we all have our different ways of how we take time. You all know the way that I take time. Sometimes it's even in my church or with the choir. Well, what I mean, as far as having time, meaning I have significant time. Yeah. Because my sons are older and they're away. Absolutely. Whereas before, we were always all together, like this, everywhere. Yeah. So that's what I'm referring to. Bathroom, kitchen. Everywhere. Yeah. Floor, garage, door, I don't know, tire, whatever. Yeah, so I'm thankful that we were able to, and it was a kind of a, I wouldn't say difficult transition. I guess it was more so like I just felt, I don't know if I want to say relieved. I'm proud of you, Miss April, because I thought you were going to be up and down the road a lot. Honestly, I don't know why you thought. I'm sorry. I wasn't. Let me tell you the reason why I thought you were. I thought you raised your sons to be. You have raised them to be quite independent. But because you guys do, you as well do a lot with your sons. You do a lot with them, and I was like, I just kind of sat back and I'm like, I wanted to see. I was going to observe. I know a lot of people said that. A lot of people you can be up and down. You can be missing in their business. No, I don't. I really don't. And so you're doing quite well. Progressively better. Like I'm able just to sit back. I've called them and they try to play me on try to play me on the FaceTime, but I just appreciate how our relationship has grown and matured. We still have that connection, of course, because we'll never leave it. But I'm just appreciative and more, I guess, in tune with myself now, and growing into who I am as a woman. And honestly, let me just say this in relation to our topic today. Teaching our kids to say no. So maybe they didn't answer. That was a nice way of them saying no because they didn't want to be disrespectful or they didn't want to disappoint you. Who paid the phone bill? But sometimes. Okay, remember that. Remember when Layla or Dion don't. Oh, Layla, listen, she's 15 and it's selective when she answers my call. She's already doing it at 15. Remember that. Yeah, I do. Yeah. So it probably wasn't a right, nice way. He probably didn't want to say hi to me. They respect you. Your sons respect you. I know, and I respect their space too. But when I call, see, I got your stuff, Caleb. Auntie Lisa got your back. They better answer. Yeah. You too, Skyler, with the document. Yes, because Skyler, we don't want to run around the house without a diaper. Yes, like that sometimes. With no problem. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So back to our question, listeners, why do you think people struggle with saying no? So think about it. When does the mindset shift to say no? As we build relationships, we don't want to disappoint others. We want to be people pleasers, as you all said. But you have to think about your happiness. And what's the slogan that everybody is saying? My happiness counts.
everything counts. So, you have to think about your happiness, so it's really okay to say no. And then sometimes, like how you all said, people experience fear. Sometimes they are scared to say no because they feel pressure of what others might say or what they think. And they sometimes feel like if they say no, they're going against what
Right.
other people say.
Being reflective, and this is just my personal experience growing up and even into my adulthood, I know for a fact that I said yes a lot of times. I didn't necessarily respect my boundaries as a young lady or a woman. Or a woman, it's because I wanted to feel accepted. I wanted to be a part of the crowd. I wanted to be, wanted. So I would always, overextend myself and just say yes.
So, what advice would you give somebody out there who, may be overextending themselves?
Well, what I did for myself, I just had to sit and reflect, like, even in my different relationships with people, and I just had to sit and reflect, like, okay, who am I? And that really came too also when my sons were growing older. Because when you're a parent, they're growing up, you're so more in tune with them, and so you're not really necessarily in tune with yourself. So as my sons got older and they went away to college, I just started to learn more about me and my boundaries, and it's okay. I guess I was kind of afraid to be okay to say no. I mean, say okay for me to say no. And I would just say, you just have to always put yourself first. Do not be afraid. It's not selfish to put yourself first. Do not put anybody else in front of you. I always used to put a lot of people in front of me. So now I've just learned to put myself first, and it's okay.
Yeah, it truly is okay. And one of my
Hello,
good
Mama
friends
Talk.
out there, Monique, and she said, Christina, you have to teach
Are you
people
calling for
to
Mama
teach
Talk?
you. And
Yeah.
I think it first starts with is setting those boundaries and being able to say no.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think one of the things that kids and people in general have to
Oh,
understand
John
that
Telford show.
saying no is
Okay,
not,
that
you're
was
not being mean. It's
for
not an act of
that was
being
pre-recorded.
mean.
That show goes live
It's
on
it's
Saturday.
the
I
honest truth.
think 9 in the
And
morning.
But I
you
always
have
tell
to
my students that when you ask a question, I can say yes or I can say no.
right,
So it's my
absolutely.
choice. So don't automatically think because you're going to ask me, I'm going to say yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you ask somebody a question, they can say yes or no. You have
Just
to
call
respect
back
that.
tomorrow later
Right.
today.
And for the person that is the one who is saying no, they just really have because I have to often teach my kids how to well, my son is easy. He can say no, no problem. But teaching my daughter like letting her know you're not being mean when you say no, this is something you cannot do. You cannot participate or you cannot extend yourself in that way.
Right, but she probably just wants, because Layla's really
Let's do
sweet,
this.
but she's firm too. So she just probably, no, this is dope.
Just trying to discuss
Figure out who she is.
figure out the difference between because I was thinking also how do you transition a kid from when kids are little, when they're very little, a lot of kids they have no problem saying no. And then when we're growing, as the kids are growing up, depending on who the parents are, you have some parents who might beat the no out of them because no, you don't tell me no, I'm your parent. But you have some parents who allow the child to say no to the fact where they grow up and it becomes kind of disrespectful. So how do you determine the difference? And then how do you transition your child out of knowing the difference between saying no to a directive or saying no to, I have an option to say no.
So out of all of our children, who do you feel child doesn't have don't who doesn't have a problem saying no?
Probably the younger ones, the more younger ones. I would
Christian
say.
Grant.
Where do you say youngest? And yeah, he's in that.
He does not have a problem saying no.
I think my children, I always try to instill in them leadership skills. And I think one of the, I remember one person was observing me talk to my children was like, oh, you don't talk to your children like they were kids. And I think the way I took it was, well, I just always keep it real with my children because
And you have to.
when I'm not around, I want them to be able to make decisions, that are good for themselves. So one of the things that I teach them, like, it's okay to say no. It's okay to state how you feel, but you do it in a respectful manner. And I think that comes with establishing relationship with your children and establishing effective communication skills, where you give your child the option not to explain why they are saying no. Because let me give you an example. I remember a prime example. I remember I was in the car and I was like, see, Audrey, you're going to go into that store because I'm thinking I'm teaching leadership skills. Well, I'm not going to be around forever, so you need to go to the store. She would not get out the car for anything. And I remember tapping her on her leg. And as I drove home, it dawned on me. I was like, why was I yelling and screaming at her to get out of the car to go into the gas station to get something? It's something in her must have said no. And that's when it comes to effective communication skills, because after I talked to her and I said, oh, why didn't you go in there and listen? I thought she was being defiant towards me, but she said, no, mom, I just did not feel safe. So I had to apologize.
Yeah. And that's another thing, teaching a child to understand the difference between being passive and being nice. There's a difference between the two, and I guess it's still going back to, yes is not always, or that no is not always being mean. It's that you understand the situation you're in, and you understand what it is that you can and cannot do. And at that time, Tiandra got her feeling, and for whatever she looked, and we have to observe situations and know that kids know when they don't feel, we have to respect that, and it may be the most safest place that we're sending a child to, but we still have to kind of respect, or we do have to respect their comfort level.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes they don't want to, but as parents, we feel like we want to push and force them to do something. Like, because I'm your mom, listen to me, or I'm your dad, listen to me. But we have to respect what boundaries they set.
You can do that.
Like when Seth didn't answer the phone.
That's funny. When you're able to say no, you are in control of your life. And for those of you who are struggling with saying no, it's time for you to take your life back. Just say no.
Oh my God. Please say no. Don't let the kids run out.
Absolutely.
Or don't let the outsiders run out.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and you have to be at peace with the decisions that you make. And as Miss Lisa and as Miss April were basically saying, you should teach your children when and why to say no, and teach them to assert themselves respectfully while saying no, and establish boundaries. And one of the things that we do as parents, we teach our children to say no because it keeps them safe, it prevents them from harm. And then also we can teach them to say no when there's a change of plans, because you have to have that flexible growth mindset. Like everything is just not always cut into stone,
Right.
set in stone. Sometimes plans change and you have to say no.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And so saying no, if you say yes, like you were saying, Miss Lisa, at a time when you should say no, you resent yourself.
Yeah, you end up regretting it because you taught the person how to treat you. You went against yourself and put them 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So you end up regretting it because then the situation gets further and further. And then no. Yes. So it's important just to. I wish I had known this early, but you never is too late. But it's important to have boundaries for yourself, and just don't. You don't have to go with the flow. You can stand out and do things your way. Everybody has their own unique way of doing things. There's no cookie cut method on doing anything. Living life, raising your children, anything. So you just have to always do what's best for you, and put yourself first.
Yes, and say no when it goes against your values.
If you're tired, just say no.
Yeah.
Watch The Color Purple and listen to Miss Sophia.
I love The Color Purple. I
said L,
yeah. I love The Color Purple.
I love it too. I saw it on Broadway when it was here at the Fox. It was phenomenal. I want to say Jennifer. What's her name?
I forgot. I saw it here.
Yeah, it was really, really good. good. It was really good. Yeah, they did an awesome job producing it. I think Oprah Winfrey was one of the producers. Yeah.
What's the latest movie that you all seen?
We just went to see, I just sent Dion to see, Playing with Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is it Playing with Fire? What's the wrestling guy?
The Rock.
Cena. John Cena?
Yeah,
Is that
you
his name?
heard? Oh no, that's
What
y'all,
was
she's about to blow y'all. The Rock.
It wasn't the right. It was John Cena, and I can't. The guy from Key and Peele, the one Peele. He was in it. It was interesting.
What's that new movie with Tyrese? I'm looking at it up too. It's called Blue Something with the Cop.
Oh, is it Black and Blue?
Black and Blue.
Yeah,
My
I haven't
cousin
seen
went and
that.
saw that at the Nova Theater. It was phenomenal. It was really good. Like I hadn't even seen any previews, so I didn't know what to expect. I just knew Tyrese was in it. I think that's the only kind of more popular actor that's in it. But it was phenomenal. It was like came from a different approach. Like it was just really good. It was catching from beginning to end. I didn't even expect it to be that good. It was really, really, really good.
I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah, it was real good. And I know 21 Faces come out this weekend with old boy from Wakanda.
Okay.
Yeah, come out this weekend. That seems like that's gonna be pretty good.
Wait, is that the couple?
No, that's the guy who the cop.
The cop killed, the one that killed the cop, right?
Oh,
That's,
yeah.
that's the other one.
That's
Okay,
the
that's a
other
different
one.
one.
That's the one.
That's a lot
Yeah,
of
I saw Layla. What's it called?
I forgot.
I forgot them two girls.
The Harriet is a really good movie, and I think I said it last Monday. I hope I'm not repeating myself, but that was a very good movie.
Well, okay, so let me ask you about this. So they were saying about Harriet, they said it wasn't an accurate depiction. How do you feel about that? They were saying that a lot of stuff was inaccurate because of the way that it was portrayed, meaning that a lot of inaccuracies that I was reading on Facebook regarding the movie.
Okay, I don't know. I thought it was good. I thought it was enlightening because, of course, when I think of Harriet Tubman, I think of the warrior. I think of the brave person that came and freed all these slaves. I think of somebody tough and low tolerance, no BS. But I did not think of Harriet, the wife or the girlfriend, or was she married? I think she was married. I didn't think of her as a wife. I never even thought about that. And I like that they put that part in. I didn't think of her.
Show different aspects of her life.
Yep, I didn't think of her as a daughter, as she was a sister. I didn't think about that. I just thought all I know is Harriet Tubman freed so many slaves to freedom, or people to freedom. So I don't know. I don't know what aspect, because I hadn't seen any criticism about the movie. I'm sure it's some out there, but I
That's
hadn't.
what I was just reading. I haven't seen it. I haven't had the opportunity to go see it. It's not that I wasn't going to go see it. I
Okay.
just read some things that was something about it was inaccurate the way they were portraying it. So they were trying to say people shouldn't go and support it because it wasn't accurate. But it seems like it was a good movie. I enjoy historical movies and anything that's portraying the growth and the growth of African Americans and then what we went through.
Yeah.
I went on a tour when my sons were younger. We went on a tour, a walking tour downtown, and we were able to see all the different landmarks. And then one of the landmarks that really resonated with me was the one over by Park Plaza, where they have a statue and they have all the
Underground Railroad.
yeah, the slaves pointing towards
Canada.
Canada. Yeah, that's really phenomenal. That helped me remind me of Harriet Tubman because I know she was a pioneer of that.
Yeah. But I'll say one thing. I think that we, period, have to be careful of. A lot of us, I don't know. A lot of people will criticize. I applaud somebody. I applaud the writers putting the story out. Period. And
Period.
I do know that a lot of times when people put things out, I don't think there's ever going to be a 100% depiction of what really happened because none of us were there.
Yeah,
You may find the documents. The artifacts, the documents, or whatever from that time. Some things, if those are accurate, so
I agree with you because think about it, history, HIS,
history.
right, his story.
That's right.
So that's
I mean,
why
our grandparents wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's I don't really get into debates about because I feel I share the same thoughts
No,
with you.
that was
Like,
motivate.
I was not there. You were not there. So how are you gonna argue with me about
Right. And I feel
About
that
what my people told.
right, people can feel the way they want to feel. And you know, I just sit back and I have my beliefs and everybody else have their beliefs, you know, and it's okay.
And that should be respected. You know, you may feel a certain way, and who am I to tell you how you should feel?
and people have a right to say no, right?
They definitely have the right to know. Parents have the right to say no, and even children have the right to say no.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to practice and be able to own their no.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because too often we take it away from them as parents because we think it is defiant or disrespectful. But they need to own it, and it helps them teach boundaries. Yeah. So we would like to thank your listeners. Thank you, listeners, for tuning into Mommy Talk. We're here each and every Monday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m.
Mm-hmm.
on WCHB 1340 a.m. You're listening to Dr. Kurt, Miss Lisa, and Miss April on Mommy Talk. Any closing thoughts real quickly?
Please look at our new and improved website that is constantly being updated,
Constantly.
constantly
Pictures every day.
being updated. Because it shows that we love our children. We just want to show the world, let them know.
Yep.
And our parents.
Yes, and that website is www.mommietalk.com.
And call us next time. Call in between 7:30 and
8 p.m.
and 8 p.m.
Thank you for listening.
What is before 8 p.m.?
We're about to go off right now. We got to